Thank God it's Friday. How have you been? I hope you're great. I hope you have some nice, wonderful plans for the end of the week. So, yesterday we rounded up on the parable of the Good Samaritan, and noticeably, we saw love in action. We saw that for us to show our love for God and our neighbor, we need to act. So we can only say we love God when our actions are actually backing it up. And we saw the fact that action speaks louder than words. So, just an icing at the top of the cake, we could see that when Jesus actually finished talking about this parable, he, as he always does, he was teaching about something else, and he was actually warning people about hypocrisy, and he was warning them because he could see that the number kept growing. And this is in Luke 12:13-14. So he was warning them, and this could be related to what we've been discussing for the past few days, because we can't claim we love God and our action is not backing it up. It's just like we are lying to ourselves. We can't say we love God and we don't love the people we see. So if we say we love God, then we also should be perfected in love. So Jesus was warning against hypocrisy as the number keeps growing, because a lot of people that keep coming, and there are a lot of people that claims to be serving God, but it turns out to be that it's just with their lips and with not their hearts. And what does the Bible say? The greatest commandment: love the Lord your God with the whole of your heart, with the whole of your soul, with the whole of your might. And the second greatest commandment is love your neighbor as yourself. So we can't claim to love God and we're not doing with the whole of our heart, because we'll just be like the religious leaders in the parable of the Samaritan. It's not about being a Christian. It's not about being serving in the household of God. But do we love in action? Because as you see, the religious leaders and the Levites, they refuse to help their own neighbor. And we could see from other parables, from what Jesus tried to illustrate, that they didn't even accept him. They didn't accept God through him, and they claim to love God. So as a Christian, you've been claiming you love God. What are the things you do? Do you accept God through Christ? Yes, you might claim you accepted Christ because you mentioned the name of Christ, you this, you that. But if you don't love, it's just as same thing as you don't accept Christ. The greatest commandments, as we saw in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, it tells us that love the Lord your God with the whole of your heart. So how do you love God? Do you love God with the whole of your heart and mind and soul? Or just love God with just a little part of yourself? And this verse just highlights the fact that we need to love God with the whole of our entire being. Because if we mention our heart, our mind and soul, then that is all about us. The rest is just a peripheral. So if we are to love God that way, then we need to be obedient to him. And Jesus said that if you love me, you obey my command. And the commandment is to love God with the whole of our hearts. So if we love God, we'll obey this commandment of loving him and loving our neighbors. So I just want us to think about this, that if we love God, we will obey his commandment. And his commandment is to love God with the whole of our hearts, mind and soul, and love our neighbor. So let's be challenged to show our love for God in our actions, in the way we talk, in the way we dress, in the way we do things, and in the way we show forth God's glory. So be encouraged this weekend and do that which is right, all to God's glory. And I pray that God will be glorified and we will show our true love for God in the way we do things. So God bless you and enjoy the rest of your weekend.